What's up, everyone? Today's Gabe with your host Gabriel. 31 cents. 31 cents is the amount per gallon that diesel's going up by. Got the news from both fleet manager of mine and mentor who's got that info from the National Association of Small Trucking Companies, I think is the source he got that from. So the effects are real. Feels kind of weird to focus on fuel prices when folks are dying in the conflict over Ukraine, but it's important to understand the impact, the wider impact that conflict is going to have. 31 cents, and they do not see a slowdown, so it's probably going to go up even more. If you're with Prime, you know that we get that fuel surcharge, but typically that's a week behind, so we're definitely going to feel this thing at the pump. And the recommendations, of course, are to slow down. You slow down, you save fuel, you increase your miles per gallon, and it's one of the best ways to go ahead and mitigate the impact. Not all negative. It's been a while since I posted a video. I've been incredibly busy. I ended the settlement week almost $9,000 in revenue. It would have been over $10,000 if I got the 6th load in, but there was I just wasn't able to get that in time. But I'm proud of that number. 8,000 plus on revenue for the week. Total of 5 loads dispatched and delivered, and then I got a ton of other stuff done as well. Making progress on the house that's under contract. Inspection is happening next week. Looks like I'm going to take home time for the closing because the lawyers representing the realtor governing the sale, all that stuff, they do not accept digital signatures, so I'm gonna have to be present for that. I do plan on taking some time off. I could definitely use it. So in addition to that, got some preventative maintenance done on the truck at Pittston, and got my DOT physical knocked out. And taxes mailed off. Now, these aren't my personal taxes. These are the taxes for the LLC that I use to lease the truck from Prime. So it's a business that I founded, and I, with the help of people, I wasn't able to do it all by myself. I had to ask a lot of questions, make sure that I was doing it correctly. So I leaned on the experience of others. So thanks Tom, thanks Junior Honduras, thanks Mike, Matt, Chad, everyone that's helped out. What I did was I formed the LLC. I used Zen Business, and then for the taxes, I've got my own spreadsheet, but for the taxes I use taxact.com. I've been using them for personal taxes for over a decade. They're great, and I learned that they also offer business services. So for about $150, I think it was, I used them to file the S Corporation election for the LLC, and also did the 1120S taxes for the LLC. And I'm going to put the link in the description so that you guys can check that out. Basically, in a nutshell, the LLC employs me as an employee. I pay myself roughly 40% of all of the net revenue, or all of the net profit, and then I pay self-employment taxes on that through my own 1140 or 1040 on the for tax season. Separately, the remaining 60% gets passed through as profits. You don't pay self-employment taxes on that, so it's taxed, I want to say ballpark around 15%. And again, that's passed through and shown as income that you file via a form K1S on your 1040 on your personal tax return. So there's definitely a little bit more work. It's actually a lot more work for those of you doing it for the first time, but I think it's worth it as far as the savings on the taxes. And there are services out there that'll help you. You know, TaxAct.com is great, TurboTax. Then you've got the Abacus. Those folks, they're associated with Prime. Now, I've been talking with Junior Honduras. We usually touch base, every few weeks. But his stance is use Abacus. It's, if your focus is going to be learning and driving the truck, why spend any additional time or any time you've got left over on taxes when the CPA, Abacus, can handle it all for you? And he's got a point. He's definitely got a point. Now, he's also running a fleet. He's got like 4 or 5 trucks, and that would make sense. If I had 4 or 5 trucks, you better trust and believe I would use Abacus. Keep in mind, my year with Prime is coming up in May, and I've got 1 truck. My approach was to go ahead and learn the taxes right off the bat, make sure that all the numbers were lining up as far as the settlement goes, and learn that aspect before I go ahead and hand it over to someone else. It was definitely tempting. They offer a bunch of classes that you take as a lease operator. There's ACE 2, and representatives from Abacus come and share with you, all of the services that they offer, the pricing structures. So it's not free, but it's definitely worth it, I think, especially if you go or move on from 1 or 2 trucks. I think that's all I got right now. I'm gonna try and post some videos that are a little bit more relevant to the topics that I discussed. Maybe a fuel video, separately the tax video, and also just some other stuff. Like today, I had some downtime. I knocked out a bunch of laundry, organized the truck, cleaned it out. I've got a TNT student coming up. He's actually going to start his PSD with Terry, who agreed to do his PSD because I'm only certified for TNT. You have to have 2 years of experience in order to do PSD students, and that's a federal mandate. That's not a Prime thing, so you can't get around it at Prime. And then after him, I've got another student who's going to be making a career transition. He's been with another company for almost 10 years, and he's going to be making the leap to Prime. Now, it's going to be tough because we're hearing a lot of stuff about hiring freezes. I'm not sure that that's actually the case. I think what they're doing is trying to match up the overflow of students to the lack of availability of trainers. So that's that. So it looks like I'm going to be booked for quite some time as far as trainees. Definitely not unhappy about that. It's a lot of work, but it's definitely worth it. The money's there, and it's very rewarding, especially after you push through and learn from the experience. I know that as a trainer, I do it because I want to become a better driver, and I think that by by teaching someone else. It's one of the best ways to accomplish that. It's also rewarding when the student feels good about what they've accomplished. So outside of that, stay tuned. Hope you guys are staying safe out there, and as always, tomorrow's a new day.